I would love to see, like... What? What? There was nothing I could have done there! Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play 1001 Games. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and today we are checking out a Digital Illusions production. I'm not too sure how to move on. So, we are playing this game on an Amiga. This is Pinball Dreams. And one of the things I have learned about the Amiga is that it has insanely long load times, even on sort of modern computers. I have learned, basically, that if you want to play an Amiga game, if it looks like it's frozen, here we go, Pinball Dreams! If it looks like it's frozen, you just gotta wait. So I think my troubles with trying to play pinball games before has come about from my impatience. So Digital Illusion Productions, presented by 21st Century Entertainment, game and intro coding by blah 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 blah. Wait, 21st Century Entertainment? That's not 21st Century Fox, is it? If so, that's semi-impressive, actually. Now, one of the most awesome things about this game is its graphics and music. I mean, can we take a second to just sort of bask in the awesomeness of this, like, old school gaming track? This is the type of music I grew up with in video games, and the type of graphics, and honestly, this just looking at this game brings back so much nostalgia. It's interesting, because I've already said in other videos that pinball is not my type of game entirely, you know, being totally honest with you guys. But nonetheless, you know, A+ to this game starting off the bat in terms of its awesome retro style. So we're going to go ahead and go through each of these. Are 4 different pinball machines you can play. We're going to give each one a fair shot. So we're going to start with Ignition, and we're going to see what that one is like. Loading Ignition. Now, one of the first things I thought about when I saw this game listed in the book is what precisely is a pinball dream? Right? Like, are we talking about aspirations of becoming a pinball champion here? Or are we talking about, like, somebody fell asleep and they're having a dream? I mean, what is a pinball dream? I suppose it's probably the dream of doing amazing at pinball. And I'm gonna see if how good I can actually do. Having absolutely no skill at pinball, I make no claims that I'm gonna be good. Let's give this one a shot. So this is Ignition. I'm gonna fire my ball off here. And for a moment, we're just sort of left to fate. I don't really have much control over what's happening right now. Although, can I tilt the machine? I think there's a button where you can sort of slam the machine. I always thought that was kind of funny in pinball, how, like, tilting was actually sort of a part of the game. So for those of you who aren't pinball people, what tilting means is you literally sort of slam your fist into the machine and shake the machine, because real pinball machines have real balls. Oh man, we almost spelled fuel. We have F, we need the U. We have the F and we need the U to finish off fuel. Let's try and aim it. Nope. Okay. No, no, there's something down there. There's like a little pin that was bouncing my ball around. Ah, damn it. But anyway, the idea of tilting, it kind of seems like a cheat. Like you're not supposed to be able to hit the machine to affect the outcome. And indeed, you know, pinball machines did take into account if you were tilting the machine, and if you, or maybe it's called tilting if you hit it too much. Anyway, they took into account the fact that, that was Jim. They took into account the fact that people would hit the machines, and if you hit the machine too much, it would you'd get like an error message, and then the ball would you'd lose control of the paddles, and so you would just lose. So it was sort of, oh my god. It was sort of to prevent people from sort of cheating at the game too much. But it's kind of funny that okay, we're going to give this one another try. It's kind of funny that was even allowed. You know, like, to give like a modern example, it would be like if you figured out a way to give yourself like an extra little boost of speed or something in Mario to make a jump that you shouldn't normally be able to make. And the programmers were like, well, we'll let you do that, but if you do it too frequently, then we're totally gonna, like, you know, erase your save game or something like that. I don't know. It's not totally equivalent. I mean, it adds sort of another move to pinball. You don't have just the 2 bumpers. You have something else you can do. It's just kind of interesting in that I don't think the original people who designed pinball were planning to allow people to hit it, but then it's sort of like, well, this is what people do. They all freaking hit the machine, so let's just figure out a way to deal with it, and in a weird way make it like an advanced move. It's kind of interesting. Okay. So I'm trying to spell fuel here. That's my only goal. My whole problem with pinball, in terms of why I'm not good at it, is that I suck when it comes to aiming the ball. I don't know how people who are good at pinball do it. But for me, it kind of feels like no matter where I hit the ball, it kind of just does its own thing. Like it generally... Oh, we spelled fuel. Now it happens. Now it happens. Okay, I have no idea what happens now. I guess this is another thing that sort of as a kid made pinball a very confusing game to me, is that like, oh, like we've spelled stuff, we've hit 3 buttons and stuff, but I don't fully know what's happening in the game. I suppose if you really got to know a machine, you would come to understand, oh, after you spell fuel, then you gotta spell warp, then you do this, and then like you get bonus points or whatever. I know there are some pinball machines in the arcades. Oh, are you kidding? Pinball machines in the arcades where, like, if you spell things or you hit certain bumpers or stuff, it could, like, unlock a whole section of the machine you didn't have access to. I think that's cool. I don't think we're going to see any of that in this game. This game is not that advanced. But, hey, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, with not being able to hit things, you know, like, as a kid, I would, and as an adult right now, it's not like I'm playing any different now. I'm just kind of hitting the ball broadly in certain directions and then just hoping that good things happen. That's about the extent of my strategy. I assume somebody who's really good at pinball has far more control over the ball, can decide where it's going to go. I mean, I probably look like a fish floundering in the sun to them. They're like, oh my god, your shots, you have no plan, no strategy, you don't know what you're aiming at. You're really the worst. Stop playing pinball. I think that's what a pinball pro would say to me. And, you know, fair enough. Man, okay, we're going to do one more about Ignition, and I'm actually going to pay attention to the game here a little bit. So, Pinball Dreams here, it was heralded... It's kind of an interesting game, because it was simultaneously heralded as one of the best Amiga games out there by some, and others called it pretty mediocre. Like, I think the Game Gear... Okay, well, I guess that's not the Amiga version, but the Game Gear version of this, I think holds like a 5.8 out of 10. Like, it was not considered a very good game. Meanwhile, the Amiga version, I think, is considered like the 4th best Amiga game of all time, by some outlets. By some outlets. There's, you know, obviously different people have different opinions about what the best Amiga game is. Oh, come on, we need that L. Oh, get up there. Get up there. Bounce to the left. Ah, oh, damn it. I hate those side things where you just die. So, sort of a pseudo-controversial game in terms of you know, how amazing it is. I would say that if you're a pinball fan, this is one of the first games that I think had like really smooth physics and scrolling. And you can see that. Like, it really has the physics of a modern game. It doesn't feel dated in that sense. Like, when we played The Incredible Machine, I remember thinking that, okay, the game holds up and it's still very inventive and creative, but if you look at like, oh, I hit the ball down, I suck. If you look at the physics of it, the physics were all quite slow, and things were very deliberate in how they moved. This actually feels very smooth. And so, guys, in case you were not up to speed, good old Gaming Jay here is not a pinball aficionado. One other thing I'll say about this game is, you see at the top where it says Player 1 right now, and this flashing game over. I don't know, it's the monitor I'm sitting at or looking at. It's really hard to read that text. When like Pinball Dreams right now is flashing, I can barely make that out. When I first loaded this game up to try and test it, I could not figure out, like it says really quit. I can barely read that. I'm sure that's a design choice to make it seem more like a pinball machine, but it's not helping me at the moment. Crap, what were we talking about? Alright, so this game has really smooth, modern physics. And, okay, we're going to jump into Steel Wheel right now. This is the cowboy one. Yeehaw! And I think you got to give it to it. You got to give this game a little props for sort of solving the physics problem back when they did. And of course, again, the amazing retro graphics. I mean, if you're looking for a great retro pinball game, I think this game will quench a bit of your thirst. I'm not saying it's the be-all, end-all to pinball games, because, again, not being a pinball fanboy, I can't actually really say what the be-all, end-all to pinball games is. It's kind of interesting trying to judge a genre that you are not yourself super familiar with or super good at. Because it's sort of like honestly, anything I say about pinball in this video here, this is coming from a rank amateur. Like, I really don't understand the subtleties of pinball. Maybe someone can explain it to me. Maybe there's sort of, you know, a lot more going on in pinball than I realize, and somebody can inform me in the comments. Alright, here we go. This is what I was trying to do in Flipnik, by the way, is cradle the ball. Now we line up our shot. We're going to go to the far right. And we didn't really do anything. Okay. What are we trying to do in this game? I think we're trying to, like, rob a train or stop a train from being robbed. I like how they have, like, gun sound effects there. Oh, God. I will say that one thing that I liked about Flipnik that is generally not true about general pinball machines is that most pinball machines have the same general layout where, of course, there's lots of variety in the bumpers and all that, but when you get down to it, you have two paddles at the bottom with a gap in the middle, and you have some sort of side death traps on the left and right there. And that, for the most part, describes many pinball machines down at the bottom. Sure, some have side bumpers, and there's a bit of variety. I would have loved to have seen a little more variety in terms of, you know, where the paddles were or what the bottom of the machine was like, because to me, the fact that there's always two paddles at the bottom, that is part of what sort of, you know, I said this before, it makes a lot of pinball machines feel similar. Now, of course, that is, again, coming from someone who is not a pinball aficionado, and I do recognize, too, also, that, you know, the sort of bottom paddles aside, you know, there's tons of variety in terms of these machines, in terms of what they're like and what's going on. I mean, this one has these cool kind of tracks, actually. I was about to say, you know, what makes this a train game? But now that I'm looking at the game, they actually did put in some, like, tracks for the ball and stuff, and that's kind of interesting. That kind of adds sort of a train-ish element to it. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, the people who make pinball are trying. They're trying here, folks. Now, what is your favorite themed pinball for all you pinball nuts out there? Who enjoy watching me fail. Is this interesting, by the way? If you're really good at pinball, is it fun to go watch someone just utterly suck and to go in without a plan? Or is this, like, painful? Or is it just kind of, like, interesting? Like, it's neither good nor bad. You're not very good, Jay, but you know what is interesting is just seeing this old pinball game in action. It's funny how, like, nobody wants to watch someone who's mediocre at a video game online. They either want to watch someone who's, like, amazing or someone who, like, totally sucks. So, maybe I should stop trying. Maybe I'm trying too hard. Ooh, we got 2 million points! What are these? Oh, what? There's nothing I could have done there! I'm trying to, like, read the things right now that are flashing, like 100K, extra carrier. I guess they have something to do with the plot here. I don't even really know, like, what the idea behind this particular pinball game is. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Am I like a train conductor? Trying to get a train to go? Imagine this was like how you actually started a train. It would be, like, so inefficient. They're like, come on, Jeeves, the passengers have been waiting for like 40 minutes. You're like, God damn it, I can't get the multi-ball. The engine won't start. That would actually be a really hilarious, like, security feature to put on something. You have to win a game of pinball before you can start this machine. Oh, we got the we got the A in Steam? Oh, we got the S. I keep knocking it up to the far right there. So this is another thing I find myself with my own pinball skill is I kind of, for some reason, I always knock the ball in, like, one or two certain areas, and I can never get it into the other areas. So it's probably something that severely limits my ability to play good pinball. Okay, let's try one more shot here. And here we go. So I think if I made more deliberate pinball plans, I would probably be better at this game. You know what? Are there are like world championships for everything? There's world championship poker, there's world championship, like, video games and stuff. Is there like a world championship for pinball? That'd be really interesting if there was like, what? Can I just die again? It's about my lot in life here. But could like a Pinball Pro have avoided that? Or did I make like a foolish mistake by knocking it into the upper right? It was like a danger zone, like I should have known better. I would like to know like how a really good pinball player goes. And like what is their goal? Like my immediate goal is just not die. I'm to be totally honest, I don't actually really care about hitting bumpers and stuff. I'm just trying to keep my ball alive as long as possible. And that actually raises the question of like, how long could you legitimately keep a pinball ball alive? Is it possible to keep it alive indefinitely? There's a question for you. What is the world record of somebody keeping one pinball active in any pinball machine? I would love, like, I'm sure maybe you could design a machine where it's like it could be around indefinitely. But let's say we took the best pinball player in the world, we randomly sat them down, we said, alright, you're gonna play Steel Wheel on Pinball Dreams. Now, can that person, male or female, keep the ball alive indefinitely? Surely it must be possible. And, well, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe that's just like an incredibly difficult task. It seems simple, but it's like getting a 300 in bowling. It's like, yeah, all you gotta do is get 10 strikes in a row, and it's like, yeah, I mean, even the pro bowlers have trouble with that. Ooh, we almost have steam. What's gonna... No! I started shaking. My guy in the arcade just started like kicking and punching the machine. Did you see it shaking there at the end? That was me trying to tilt it. Damn it. Okay, well, we're never going to know what happens when you hit Steam, because we're going to go ahead and move on now. Next up is Beatbox, and we're going to see what it takes to be a superstar singer in the 80s. So I believe this game had a sequel called Pinball Fantasies and Pinball Illusions. We've already talked about, like, what are Pinball Dreams? You know, it could be, maybe this game is like, the meta story is like there's some teenager in the 80s and he's dreaming about playing this game. So it could be literal dreams. Or they could be like his aspirations. Like he aspires to be good at pinball. It could be either, to be totally honest. Pinball Dreams, kind of ambiguous there. Woo! But what are pinball fantasies? And can I take a quick moment to say I love the graphics on this level. And I love the like sort of pseudo 80s like hip beat song in the background. That's awesome. Ooh, and look, we're currently working on our single. Aw, damn it. We can get a video and then a 12 single MMX. We can go on European tours, USA tours. What else can we get? We can get a movie deal! Oh, guys, we need to get a movie deal. Europe. What happened there? I guess you're supposed to do all these things in sequence. That's sort of the trick of pinball. You gotta unlock all the things and do them in sequence. I mean, again, if I had any faith in my ability to, oh god, aim the ball, then I think I would do far better at pinball, but I'm just trying not to die. Still working on that single, though. If we can get to... Oh my god, we got a video! We have a music video, guys. We are moving up. We're getting on MTV. Pairing up with Michael Jackson, going to Neverland Ranch. He's teaching us the secrets of being a superstar. Involves making good music and being a little weird, but I think we all knew that. Oh, nice. I keep forgetting what I was talking about. It's actually super distracting. I said this before, to play a game and talk at the same time, so I'll try and remember what I was talking about and come back to it. But we're on our European tour, man. We're meeting girls. We're staying up late we're trashing hotel rooms. We need a band name. What should our band name be? Jay and the Gamettes. How about that? I mean, Gamettes is in like female gamers, but it kind of sounds like the Gay Mets, like a gay baseball team. I guess, you take your pick. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. I could be it could be Jay and a gay baseball team, or Jay and some female gamers. I'm happy with either. I think either would be a successful band, don't you? Jay and the gay baseball team. I love it. Alright, well, something happened because on our European tour, we're not making singles or videos anymore. And that's cramping my style here. Whoa, come on. Where we really want to tour is, we want that world tour, man. I want to tour Seoul, Korea. Is that how you say it? That's their capital. Germany. Germany's where the action is. Oh, no. Damn it. And of course Canada, being Canadian. Aw, man. Insulting. I know what I was talking about. I was talking about pinball fantasies and pinball illusions. So Pinball Dreams could be aspirations, the same way Jay and the female gamers / gay baseball team have aspirations of being an amazing pop group. I almost died right there. But what are... So pinball fantasies, I guess. I mean, that's easy to explain. It's just you have fantasies about playing pinball or being good at it or whatever. I mean, actually, it sounds a little dirty, you know? Like, whenever somebody's like, ooh, like the red shoe fantasies or something like that. I don't know. I guess red shoe doesn't sound that dirty, but you know what I'm saying. So like fantasy, it can kind of mean like a dirty fantasy. So like pinball fantasy suggests maybe somebody wants to sort of get down with a pinball machine. Which we're going off on a wild tangent here today, but apparently there are people in the world who like to get physical with inanimate objects. I don't know why we're talking about this as I play an Amiga pinball game, but hey, you don't tune in for the sensical commentary. You guys tune in for the randomness that is Gaming Jay. Pinball Illusion's a little harder to explain as a sequel. Like, what is a pinball illusion? It's like mystical. It's like, oh man, I thought I was playing pinball for 4 hours, but it turned out I was sitting on a park bench eating an ice cream sandwich. What? I just died there for no reason. Couldn't stop that. like, what is a pinball illusion? You tricked me! I thought I was playing pinball, but really you made me do my math homework. Or maybe it's the other way around. It's like, whoa, I thought I was doing homework, but I was playing pinball this whole time? No way. That'd be funny. It'd be funny if there was such a way to, like, have someone stand in front of, like, a broken pinball machine, but, like, imagine they were playing. So it's like, oh, it was a pinball illusion, man. Gotta watch out for those. You think you're playing a game, but really you're doing your taxes. And that's about as sensical as my commentary ever gets. Oh, watch out, Beatbox! Whoa! Ah. Bonus times 1. Failure. What is the coolest pinball machine you guys have ever seen in the arcades? I've seen like Terminator ones, like Terminator 2, Jean-Luc Picard, Star Trek The Next Generation ones. Movie-themed pinball machines are usually pretty cool, actually. I saw recently at the, I was at like a video game museum a while back now, a couple months, but they had the world's quote-unquote biggest pinball machine. It was actually kind of neat, because it was gigantic, and the balls, rather than having like little pinball balls, they had balls that were like bigger than a pool cue, or not a pool cue, but like a pool cue ball, like pool balls. So think about that. Think about playing a pinball game with balls that were that ginormous. It's kind of cool. It kind of makes you feel like you're playing a Giants video game. It doesn't work as well in the opposite. Like if you played the world's tiniest pinball machine, it would feel like not nearly as impressive. But playing the world's giant pinball machine, or biggest pinball machine, that'd be pretty cool. I think the game is called like Hercules or something. Some pinball fan out there I'm sure knows it. And alright. Okay, we got one more shot at the Beatbox. We're not doing very well. We had like a one-hit wonder. That one single took us to Europe and it got us a music video and stuff, but ever since then we've really been struggling. Our agent is getting pissed at us, our parents are mad because they're just in it for the money and they just want to ride off our success because that's all they're good for. Kind of funny how like not all famous sort of teen musicians have parents that are like this, but many do have parents who sort of seem like, I don't want to say like pariahs, but like they definitely seem to be like riding off their kid's success. But I mean, what are they supposed to do? Like just disown their kid when their kid becomes wildly successful? I don't know. You know what? I'm not trying to say that too negatively. I don't know how many famous musicians and parents like that. Let's stop judging musicians, though, and hop into a game of Nightmare. Okay, I'm expecting a very scary pinball machine. I want to feel legitimate horror and despair if I lose my ball in this. Wow me, Pinball Dreams. Wow me. Oh, they got the, like, creepy wind going. Every horror thing, it's sort of like a cliche to have that, like, sinister laugh. The, like, Vincent Price laugh. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, okay. So I was talking before about how pinball games don't always necessarily mix up the two-paddle system. This one still has the two-paddle system, but what's interesting here is that this one shoots out of the side. So, hey, that's new. Alright, let's give this a try. Now, I wonder, is this the hardest level in this game in Pinball Dreams here? Because they saved it for last. So what does that mean? Or is it just sort of like they're in a random order and really none is harder than the others? I guess that's a question. So for all you pinball fans out there, is it the case that they're like easy versus hard pinball machines, or is it more of like a, it matches your? It depends on what you're good at that will determine if the game is easy or hard. Like, for example, this is the... Oh, come on, hit that last one! Ah! I don't know what it does, but I really want it. That last light on the left there. Yes! Ah, come on! Oh. I really want to find a way to get a multi-ball in this game. I don't even know if it can do it. Because it was on the Amiga... Although, you know what? The Amiga is nothing to be trifled with. Did you guys know that there is a version of Quake that was designed, like, by id? It's like an official release, and it runs on the freaking Amiga? I mean, maybe this isn't news to you if you're a big Amiga fan, but Amiga was... I never had an Amiga. Like, I'm from Canada. I think Amiga and Commodore tended to be more European computer gaming systems. So it's just, or maybe not, maybe I just out of the loop. But either way, I didn't have an Amiga growing up, so I don't really understand what it was capable of. But damn, if the Amiga can't run Quake, that impressed me. I always thought the Amiga was like an old DOS computer, and like my DOS computer struggled to run Doom, right? Let alone Quake. So good for the Amiga. Amiga, a more powerful gaming system than Gaming J ever imagined. But when it comes to pinball games here, is it the case that there's a clear difficulty between easy and hard, or is it that like could you be really good at this one but suck at like the steam wheel one, or could you be really good at the steam wheel one and suck at this one, right? Like, is it there's certain moves you have to do in certain pinball machines, and if you're not good at that move, then you just won't be good at that machine? I don't know. Somebody let me know though. I'm curious about all this pinball stuff. I think in my Flipnik video I ragged on pinball a little bit. Hopefully I haven't ragged on it too much here, but it's really hard to sort of get in there and judge a type of game that you never really grew up with. Like I'm having a fair amount of fun here with pinball. It's decent. I've definitely played pinball games growing up. I think my real passion with games, though, started with games like Super Mario and Nintendo games like platformers, RPGs, first-person shooters later on, like all those types of games I really liked. Although, as I say first-person shooters, like only certain kinds. Like, I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan guy, I don't know. I know a lot of people like Call of Duty, but I just find their games not really that fun. I don't really like them. But, not everyone likes every game. So, as I'm going through playing these 1001 games, I'm trying all these games from different genres. They're not all the types of games that I necessarily play in my spare time. So I think pinball kind of falls into that, where it's sort of like just a genre of game that like I personally haven't, don't play too often. But yeah, I'm curious. So for all you super pinball fans out there, like what does pinball mean to you? Because clearly, clearly it's not my personal favorite of game type. But what draws you guys to pinball? That would be something curious to know. If you want to leave me a comment down below, I'd love to know sort of what intrigues you about pinball. It definitely feels to me like a far more skill-based game than some other types of games. Like as I've said, I suck at pinball. Maybe that's one of the reasons that it never really like pulled me in. But, you know, my whole strategy with pinball is knock the ball up and hope it doesn't come down. I think if I actually grew up... What? I just died for no... What? Hey, what was I supposed to do there? See, like, okay, what was I... So for a pinball fan, what was I supposed to do there? Could I have tilted the machine? Like, what would you have done? I'm probably just oblivious to a lot of things with pinball, so please feel free to educate me. Whoa, I got like 3 or 4 of the lights right there. That's exciting. Damn it. I was gonna say exciting. Couldn't even get the word out before I died. Okay, I'm gonna go out on the record and say that this is actually feels like a harder level of pinball than the other ones. It totally feels like a tougher level. I like to think that we're like killing zombies or something, but I don't know. What are we doing? Extra ball. There's like panic, lock, spin. Yeah, I mean, I guess for any pinball machine, there's not too much of like a story. It's kind of an unfair thing to look for. Like, what's going on in this pinball machine? Well, it's a themed pinball game, and you're just sort of having some fun with it. That's the story. Okay, we're gonna try one more time here, because one thing I haven't tried. I always like pull this thing all the way down to the bottom when I fire my ball. Is there any benefit to like doing a little tap? Okay, let's just like try and get it out barely. Okay. So I guess it's like breaking the balls in pool. Like that initial shot where you break all the balls after they've been racked. You can do it hard or light. And damn it! Again. And I don't think it matters too much. There's totally things I'm missing here, I'm sure. Whee! Ah! Oh man. Alright. Alright, pinball fans, cheer for me. I need it. I need some applause here. I'm imagining what your future applause will sound like, because obviously I'm playing this, you know, days before anyone's going to see this. But cheer for me. Cheer for Jay and the Gamettes. We gotta win. We gotta get those lights, I feel like, at least, at the minimum. Oh, I tried to aim the ball. Okay, we're trying to aim. Yes, no, hit it too hard. Oh, you know what I didn't even realize? I didn't even think about it, is you don't have to hit the ball with the full paddle intensity. If you just tap the paddle, you'll hit a little less. This information comes too late to be useful to me. This is probably my last ball. Get up there. Get up there. Oh! One more light. One more light. Don't you die. Don't you die. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. Get in there. If I could spell R.I.P., I guess that would be a nice consolation. But the ball's not even going that direction. Slow down. Slow down. Get in there. Okay, we got R and I. I guess I could just start going for the P. Ah! Oh, I thought I had it. I really want to know what happens. R.I.P. on the right there. I'm now that I'm on my very last ball, I'm like doing better than I ever did before. Oh my god, what's happening? Something is actually happening. What's happening? 3 million points. Yeah, I did that. I thought it was gonna launch a bunch of balls. I'm kind of sad this game doesn't have multi-ball. That's actually really... Yeah, we got the lights! Oh my god. My god. Do I actually have the ability to play pinball? Maybe everything I've ever thought and said about pinball is wrong. All it takes is like a mild degree of concentration and a little bit of planning. Come on. Oh, we got those 3 lights. No! Oh! Oh! Oh, I thought the ball was done there. This is like... And we're getting bonus jackpots? Ball lock enabled. What the F's the ball lock? Oh my god, get the P. I don't know how to get it over there to get the P. It's never gonna happen. Wow. Don't you guys love it when you realize that you're far more skilled at something than you ever thought possible? I got like 5 million points here. I mean, 3 million of that is because of the little bonus that I got. But hey, who's counting? It's all skill, baby. Oh man, we're like at like extra ball level. My God. Oh, we're almost at like 10 million points. What? Shoot the ball. Okay. We're gonna get the lights again. This is crazy. This is like the best game. I got the lights and the... Oh my God, this is the best game of pinball I've ever played in my life. What a way to end. I'm actually like getting into this game now. Huh. So this is what it feels like to actually be able to play pinball. To not suck at it. Okay, come on. Jackpot, baby. Jesus, we have 15 million points now. Nobody in there is ever going to be able to beat this. 16 million. It's got to be a high score. I don't think anyone in the world has ever done as well at pinball as I'm doing right now. And I'm still going. Ain't no thing. I'm going to be at the 10 million points in no time. Jackpot. Jesus, we're now at 21 million points. Now that, I think that is a new record. I don't think anyone's ever gotten that much. No! Shake the machine. Scared stiff. Oh, man, my palms are a little sweaty. My palms are a little sweaty. My God. All right. Well, I mean, I'm certain that I'm not going to have other balls that are going to last that long. Like, that was amazing luck going on there. So let me start wrapping up good old Pinball Dreams here. Pinball Dreams is a classic pinball game for the Commodore Amiga. It was also ported to many other systems. So if you are a pinball fan, you can check this out on Super Nintendo, iOS. I think it's on Android these days. It was on Game Gear. It's all over the place. And it has a couple of sequels, Pinball Fantasies and Pinball Illusions. All of them are highly rated pinball games. So if you are a pinball fan, definitely you're going to want to check this one out. It has very smooth physics, it has really nice retro graphics, great music, and, you know, I mean, don't go into the game thinking you're going to get a score as high as I'm getting, because it's setting unrealistic standards, and you're just going to get really frustrated with yourself. But, you know, you might be able to get some fraction of the score that... Oh, what the... We trapped the ball? I didn't even know that was possible. Huh. That is so crazy. This game is just continually surprising me. Very interesting. Anyway, don't go into the game thinking you're going to beat my high score, because, I mean, you don't want to set unrealistic standards. You're just going to get frustrated and hate your life. It is very hard to get 20 million. You have to be a pinball pro, and frankly, you're looking at one. So, if you're not a pinball fan, you know, this might not be your game, only not because it's not a good pinball game, just because, you know, in my experience, if you're not a super, or pinball just isn't your game, it just might not be the type of game you want to play. So I definitely recommend this to all the pinball fans out there, to all the just general retro fans. You might want to check it out, or you may just want to, go with another game. But hey, as far as pinball games go, this is a good one. And 22 million, I mean, I think that's kind of the upper limit of what you can score on this machine, so I think that's as good enough place to end as any. Guys, it's been a blast. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a like, give me a subscribe, because we'll be back in a couple days with a new video and a new game. And until then, take care of yourselves. Peace.